Do you know who this man is? This man is the Dean of Guard University, a small school in Fairfax, Virginia. His disciples have reached the ultimate heights of high school basketball and beyond. His top players going to Duke. He coached LeBron teammate and NBA Finals starter Delonte West. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Glenn Farello, head coach at Guard University. At the beginning of the corona-shortened 2019-2020 season, Paul VI came in ranked as the 8th best team in the country, with its major star coming off an ACL tear in his right knee. In the previous year, Paul VI had lost both Jeremy Roach, their junior star guard committed to Duke, as well as now North Carolina Tar Heels shooting guard Anthony Harris to devastating knee injuries. Despite this, Guard University and Glenn Farello showed why they are one of the top teams in the country, even in spite of injury, ending up with an incredible 27-9 record and still being ranked inside the top 100 nationally. Returning to the 2019-2020 season, Paul VI was ready to show America how potent Guard University truly is. Jeremy Roach was fully healthy. Junior Trevor Keels and sophomore Doug McDaniel rounded out the trio of guards that would lead Paul VI, along with senior sharpshooter Josiah Freeman. Paul VI immediately rattled off 2 dominant wins versus Archbishop Carroll and Bishop O'Connell, but now faced the defending national champion IMG Academy, be it a depleted version. This game is still to this day one of the most hyped basketball games I have ever seen. IMG seemed to tower over the entire Paul VI team and was made even more interesting from the fact that Jeremy Roach would be facing his future teammate at Duke, center Mark Williams. Roach, Keels, and Doug McDaniel showed how skill beats size throughout this game. Trevor Keels went absolutely lights out from deep, and Doug McDaniel showed why he is one of the most slept-on players in his class. A 5'10", scrawny little guard locked up one of the top players in the country, Jaden Springer. When Paul VI knocked off the preseason number 2 team in the country, it should have opened everyone's eyes to how incredible this team actually was. But Glenn Farello and Paul moved on to rattle off 4 more wins against some of the best talent in the country, including one of the highest scoring games ever in high school basketball, in a 130 to 128 point win over the number 3 ranked team in Pennsylvania, Archbishop Wood. We started the story of Paul VI, but I think you should get to know the characters a little bit more before we continue, starting with the Duke point guard, Jeremy Roach. Jeremy Roach is an all-around star. Any Paul VI game you watch, you'll see Roach flying across your screen and up and down the court. Jeremy is a well-balanced all-around point guard. He excels on both ends of the floor, and there really seems like no major issues lie in his skill set. Roach is a great playmaker. He only averaged 5 assists per game, but imagine Roach now with IMG center Mark Williams as a pick-and-roll partner. Roach is a slasher. He can finish around the rim in traffic, and has amazing acrobatics he shows from time to time. And while his scouting report questions his athleticism, I haven't seen anything that tells me he won't be able to athletically compete on a national college level. Trevor Keels is a scoring machine fail-safe for Paul VI. The junior is as versatile an offensive player anywhere in the country. His outside shooting is second to none, and his finishing ability is really underrated. Keels is a true throwback in his mid-range game where he excels in fadeaways from the wings and surprisingly goes to the mid-range more often. Keels looks like a less athletic version of Jason Tatum to me. He can finish in traffic, shoot from anywhere, and with time could be the best player Paul VI has produced in years. Doug McDaniel is not tall. He's only 5'9" and 145 pounds. However, Doug McDaniel is absolutely a defensive stud. When Paul VI faced IMG and Sierra Canyon, notice who he was matched up against. Versus IMG, it was 6'2" guard Chikara Tanaka, who's one of the best prospects we've had from Japan. And against Sierra Canyon, Amari Bailey, the 6'4" number 6 player in his class, and amazingly, BJ Boston, who is not only a senior guard going to Kentucky, but a full 9 inches taller than McDaniel. Doug is a Patrick Beverley type, guarding more physically dominant players with incredible effort and toughness. His offensive game seems to be improving, but still a bit limited. He can finish well despite his size, and his playmaking will be improved, taking over the guard spot from Jeremy Roach. The players make Paul VI great, but there is the man behind all those great teams, Coach Glenn Farello. Farello has made a career out of producing college-level guards who've gone on to schools like Duke, North Carolina, and even to the NBA. Some of his former players include North Carolina guard Anthony Harris, former NBA guard Delonte West, and nearly 70 total college players. After their 7-0 start, the Panthers ran into a severe drought. A 6-point loss to Archbishop Stepanak and Duke commit AJ Griffin, a 5-point upset from a Bishop McNamara team that ended up 19-12, and a real slugfest at the hands of Utah juggernaut Wasatch Academy, losing by 4. Then came a battle against Washington, D.C. powerhouse Gonzaga High School, the preseason 17th-ranked team in the country. Trevor Keels went down with an apparent ankle injury, but only came back to help Jeremy Roach drop 18 points and lead Paul VI to an 8-point win. A 5-game win streak followed, only to be capped by a bad 15-point loss to Oak Hill in the Bass Pro Tournament of Champions. Now we have reached the apex of Paul VI's season, a primetime ESPN Hoop Hall televised matchup against Bronny James, BJ Boston, and Sierra Canyon, even with LeBron himself in attendance. Paul VI caused extreme problems for Sierra Canyon, with Doug McDaniel getting multiple steals and Jeremy Roach finishing multiple dunks, and led to Paul VI taking a season-defining 70-62 win. The Panthers continued with 2 close wins against Bishop Ireton and St. John's, and faced their ultimate WCAC rival, DeMatha, with top recruits Earl Timberlake and Hunter Dickinson. Paul VI fought the entire game, only for Jordan Hawkins of DeMatha to make a 3-pointer, giving them the 2-point lead that ended up being the difference. Paul VI ended their season winning the Virginia Division I championship over St. Stephen's by 8. The Paul VI Panthers and coach Glenn Farello have had years of success and competing against top talents as one of the best teams in the nation. This team and this program deserve more of a national spotlight as one of the best college-producing schools in the country, and Glenn Farello deserves more credit as one of the best coaches in high school basketball. Jeremy Roach will be leaving for Duke, shooter Josiah Freeman is headed to Western Kentucky, and 2 other seniors will be leaving this team. But with Trevor Keels becoming the star, Doug McDaniel coming into his high school prime, and freshman guards Deshaun Harris and Marvin Brimage getting more quality minutes, don't be surprised if Guard University continues to shine in a national spotlight. Thank you for watching. This channel is all about bringing the best of high school basketball in detail to the level of attention I think it deserves. Be sure to subscribe for more videos, and until next time, thanks Glenn.